My dear students, in continuation to the process of oogenesis that takes place in three phases. The first phase is the multiplicative phase, second is the growth phase, and the third is the maturation phase. In the growth multiplicative phase, primary germ cells larger in size and having large nuclei of germinal epithelium of ovary undergo rapid mitotic divisions. They undergo rapid mitotic divisions to form groups of diploid egg mother cells. Egg mother cells are formed by the rapid mitotic divisions. They are called as oogonia. Still, it is 2n in number. That means double the number of chromosomes. Each group is initially a cord and is called egg tube of Luger, which later forms a rounded mass that is egg nest. In the growth phase of oogenesis, this is of very long duration than that of spermatogenesis. Only 3 days in Drosophila, 14 days in hen, 3 years in frog, and many years, that is 12 to 13 years, are required for the growth of oogonia in human females. During growth phase, one oogonium of egg nest is transformed into diploid primary oocyte. One oogonium is transformed into diploid primary oocyte by this growth phase, while other oogonia of the egg nest form a single layered nutritive follicular epithelium around it. The structure so formed is called the primary follicle. This is called the primary follicle. Later, each secondary oocyte gets surrounded by more layers of granulosal cells and theca and change into secondary follicle. It forms the secondary follicle. Soon, secondary follicle develops a fluid-filled arterial cavity called the antrum and is called the tertiary follicle. Then it becomes the tertiary follicle. This tertiary follicle, it further changes to form the Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle is the mature follicle. So not all the oogonia develop further. So this growth phase involves increase in size of oocyte 2000 times in frogs, 43 times in mouse, and in human females it takes about 200 times in hen and 200 times in female human females. Nucleus becomes blotted with nucleoplasm and is called a germinal vesicle. A thin vitelline membrane is secreted around the oocyte. Increase in number of mitochondria takes place. Formation of lamp brush chromosomes. Gene amplification or redundancy takes place. Then the third phase is the maturation phase. In this maturation phase, it is characterized by meiosis. This maturation phase undergoes reductional division, what we call as meiosis. The diploid fully grown primary oocyte, the primary oocyte which is already diploid till the growth phase, it is subjected to reduction division to form unequal haploid cells. The smaller cell is called first polar body. That is called as the first polar body, or what we call as the polocyte, and has very small amount of cytoplasm. The larger cell is called secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte. This secondary oocyte has bulk of nutrient-rich cytoplasm. Both of these are haploids and each has 23 chromosomes. The secondary oocytes have 23 chromosomes. Secondary oocyte undergoes meiosis second. That meiosis second is of equational division. That is just like the mitosis. The secondary meiosis to form unequal haploid cells. The smaller one is called the second polar body. Second polar body, and has very little of cytoplasm, while the larger one is called as ootid. Ootid. This is haploid because due to the equational division or mitotic division, secondary oocyte gets converted into ootid. But this equational division is called the meiosis second. It has almost whole of cytoplasm and differentiates into an ovum. This ootid differentiates into the ovum. So in ootid, oogenesis, a diploid oogonium forms one haploid ovum and 2 or 3 polar bodies, while in spermatogenesis, a diploid spermatogonium forms 4 haploid sperms. Now the significance of all these processes. The significance of oogenesis: it produces haploid ovum by releasing 2 or 3 haploid polar bodies. Most of cytoplasm is retained in functional ovum. Variations may appear due to crossing or during meiosis. First, the variation takes place, that is the change in the genetic constitution between the different gametes, and hence between the different individuals, that takes place in this oogenesis process at the reductional division. It proves evolutionary relationship. This is the significance of this oogenesis process. There are some similarities between the oogenesis and the spermatogenesis. Similarities are both occur in gonads. Both are concerned with the formation of haploid gametes. Both are divided in 3 phases: multiplicative, growth, and maturation phase. Both are vital in sexually reproducing organisms. In both, the changes occur at nuclear as well as cytoplasmic level. This is all about the oogenesis, or formation, proliferation, and maturation of eggs in human males. That's all for today.